Right now, live at noon, it's snowing in Las Vegas, just in time for New Year's Eve. The area is being hit the hardest, and the freezing temperatures headed our way. Plus, the cold isn't stopping hundreds of thousands of people from packing the Las Vegas Strip, how tourists are dealing with the drop in temperatures, and what the weather could mean for the big fireworks show.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now at noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Mortensen. Denise and Paul will be in a little later. It's New Year's Eve and everyone is talking about the weather. It's cold out there, and across the valley there have been reports of snow. Check this out. We've had video taken just a few hours ago around 95 and Horizon. Now, we'll admit it's not a lot of snow and it doesn't stick, but you can see it coming down. And then we also have this video taken from our Caesars Tower camera looking toward the airport. McCarran sent out a tweet this morning warning drivers to slow down in and around the airport connector tunnel because of reports of ice. And get this, we're under a winter weather advisory until 4 p.m. And then tonight at 10, we'll be under a hard freeze watch. Now, Brennan joins us now with more on that and, of course, this huge storm and the snow, Brian.
Yes, the snow, and you said it perfectly. It wasn't really sticking. There wasn't a whole lot of it, and I hope you didn't blink because you might have missed it. A lot of people did, but some people didn't, and we got some great pictures. We still have that cloud cover. That was our best chance of snow this last few hours, maybe a couple hours more, but that chance of any more snow in the Las Vegas Valley is quickly dwindling. 40 degrees right now with mostly cloudy skies. That wind chill, we have 15-mile-per-hour winds, bringing us down to where it feels like 33. Our dew point in Las Vegas is 2 degrees, so much too dry in Las Vegas to get any significant kind of snow. But in Searchlight and in Laughlin, the dew point's right where it needs to be, moist enough for that snow to drop. We can say it's snowing in the southern part of Clark County. We have that freeze warning for Las Vegas, still some moisture in the clouds, but not enough there to fall to the ground. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll have your New Year's Eve forecast for you in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Brian. Unfortunately, not everyone has a place to stay warm as the temperatures drop. To help those in need, several daytime warming centers have opened. This is in addition to the other shelters in the valley, which have been seeing a record number of people. Places such as Catholic Charities and the Salvation Army and Shade Tree offer overnight protection. Now, for a list of all of the warming centers in the valley, go to 8newsnow.com or go use our app and type in the keyword warming stations. Tens of thousands of New Year's Eve revelers will brave the cold and flood Las Vegas Boulevard to ring in 2015 tonight. 8 News Now's Karen Castro is live on the Strip where last-minute preps are underway, aren't they, Karen?
Yes, they are, Michelle. Hey, good afternoon. And despite those few flurries we saw around town today, preparations here on the Strip for America's Party are going as planned. Meanwhile, partygoers are taking this cold snap in stride and packing on the layers.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm freezing.
So cold.
There you go. Visitors walking the Strip this afternoon were all bundled up, wearing everything from jackets to scarves, gloves, and hats, while others were staying warm with a cup of joe. And for those who were not prepared for the frigid temperatures, were buying bags of clothes.
I came here from Maryland, Baltimore, to get out away from the cold weather, and I come out here and it's snowing. So it's crazy.
Because I've been here during December, it was totally different. And I was expecting like the same weather, but it's totally different, totally different.
Meanwhile, organizers of tonight's fireworks show are keeping a close eye on the sky. Winds over 10 miles per hour will force them to postpone or cancel the show. However, the winds are expected to die down by nightfall. So as of right now, 7 resorts along the Strip will set off 80,000 pyrotechnic devices, starting with a 10-second countdown from the stratosphere right before that clock strikes midnight. And remember, tonight there is a curfew here on the Strip, so minors have to be with a parent or a legal guardian after 6 p.m. And also glass and metal containers are banned from the Strip and downtown Las Vegas as well. Reporting live, Karen Castro, 8 News Now.
Thanks, Karen. Love that guy counting the layers, didn't you? Well, it will likely be a busy night for folks like police and first responders. And let me tell you, they're ready for it. AMR will be deploying 25 extra paramedics, 40 extra EMTs, as well as 2 strike teams. They'll also have 15 additional ambulances running just for tonight. They'll start making their way to the Las Vegas Strip at 5 p.m. Medic West will also have additional crews on hand. Getting around the Strip will be challenging tonight because much of the boulevard will be shut down. Demetria Obilor joins us now to explain the closures and the alternate routes you can take.
New Year's closures begin in several hours. Around 5 p.m., the I-15 ramps between Spring Mountain and Tropicana are going to shut down. You will be able to enter and exit the interstate at Sahara and Russell. At approximately 6:30, the Strip from Sahara to Mandalay Bay will be closed to vehicular traffic, but open for pedestrians. Consider using Sahara, DI, and Russell as east and westbound alternates, and Paradise, Koval, and Frank Sinatra if you're traveling north or southbound. Those roads will remain open during the celebration. Cleanup is scheduled around 1:30 a.m. Roads should reopen between 3:30 a.m. and 6 a.m.
Thanks, Demetria. Now, if your celebrations tonight include alcohol, there is no reason to get behind the wheel. AAA is once again offering free rides home with its Tipsy Tow program. Here's how it works. If you can't drive yourself, call AAA and a driver will pick you up and tow your car. It's all free, but you need to be within 10 miles of your home. Tipsy Tow runs until 6 in the morning on New Year's Day. Just call 1-800-AAA-HELP. And if you don't want to go far from home tonight, you can always ring in the new year with us. 8 News Now's coverage, Fire It Up for 2015, starts at 10 p.m. We'll bring you all the festivities from the Strip and downtown. We'll be live until midnight and through the big fireworks show. Well, speaking of fireworks, an air quality advisory will be in effect tonight all through New Year's Day. All the smoke from the fireworks combined with the dust and other pollutants can aggravate people with respiratory problems. Now, if you're one of those people, it's recommended you stay indoors tonight. We're hoping to learn more today about the death of a 4-month-old baby girl. According to Family Services reports, the child was hospitalized December 15th and died nearly 2 weeks later on the 28th. Although the exact cause of death is unknown, the agency says it did receive a previous report of child abuse involving the girl and her family back in August. But after further investigation, the allegation was determined to be unfounded and the case was closed. A woman accused of a hit and run that killed a local grandfather is in court as we speak for a preliminary hearing. This is video from Galena Kiloval's last court date. She's being held on $1,000 bail. Investigators say she hit Michael Grubbs back in November when he was walking with his 1-year-old granddaughter near Warm Springs and Rainbow. Kilova waited 8 days to turn herself in. Prosecutors say she's been overstaying her visa and will be deported if she gets out of custody. And the man accused of a deadly robbery at a local Walgreens plans to plead not guilty. 25-year-old Jen Ackerman faced a judge today for his initial appearance, but the hearing was rescheduled because his attorney wants to see the store's security video. Metro says Ackerman held up the Walgreens he used to work at on Durango and Cheyenne the day after Christmas. They say he took 2 employees into the back of the store, then killed one of them. According to the arrest report, he told the victim, Antonio Isnit, quote, "Sorry, Tony, but you know me," before he shot him.
And our justice system will provide him with certain rights, but at the end of the day, what he did was outrageous. He executed an innocent man for no reason. He had committed a number of robberies leading up to this murder.
Ackerman is due back in court on the 7th. A space heater fire left a family of 5 homeless earlier this morning. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue tweeted out this video of the scene near Lamb and Bonanza. We're told curtains in a bedroom caught fire because the space heater was too close. The flames then spread to a mattress and the rest of the room. The family is now being helped by the Red Cross. Searching for answers, the problems emergency crews are facing as they try to recover victims of the Air Asia tragedy and what mourning family members are doing to help ID their loved ones. And Las Vegas isn't the only place getting hammered by cold weather. The problem snow is causing in California and for people trying to drive here for New Year's Eve.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now at noon.
Bad weather is causing problems for search crews trying to recover more victims of AirAsia Flight 8501. So far, 7 bodies have been pulled from the Java Sea. Craig Boswell has more.
The bodies of passengers and crew of the AirAsia jetliner are arriving in numbered coffins at the same Indonesian airport where Flight 8501 took off. Family members of the 162 people on board are giving detailed descriptions of their loved ones and blood samples for DNA matching in hopes of speeding up the identification process. High winds and rough seas are hampering the search for more victims. Currents are moving debris and bodies 30 miles in one day. The wreckage found so far suggests the plane hit the water relatively intact, which means the pilots may have had time to react to whatever was going wrong. The jetliner was on its way from Indonesia to Singapore when it went down after pilots complained of bad weather. Investigators hope to learn more when search crews can locate the plane's voice and data recorders. The recorders can give investigators information about the plane's altitude, airspeed, and engine performance, as well as a recording of the pilot's last words, all critical information in determining what went wrong. At the airport in Indonesia, about 100 friends and family members who had loved ones on Flight 8501 held a New Year's Eve prayer service. About 40 passengers are from the same church in Surabaya. Craig Boswell, CBS News.
The pilots of Flight 8501 had asked permission to climb higher to higher altitudes to avoid bad weather, but they were denied because air traffic was so heavy. New housing numbers are out, and Las Vegas has one of the highest percentage of short and distressed sales in the country. 36% of homes in our area are in the foreclosure process or bank-owned. In fact, Las Vegas, Central California, and Florida posted the highest numbers nationwide. The median sale price for these homes is more than $128,000. We haven't seen numbers that high since December 2009. Preparing for the storm, Las Vegas and the entire West Coast could get walloped tonight, and that might result in some consequences for the annual Rose Parade. And if you're wondering just how low temperatures are going to get tonight, well, stay tuned. Brennan is up next with the answer.
It's the party the world will watch. New Year's Eve, live from the Strip. 8 News Now brings you the celebration starting at 10 p.m.
Welcome back. Guess what? It's not just Las Vegas getting hit by old man winter right now. Much of the West is dealing with freezing temperatures, snow, and wind. The storm even took a life off the California coast. A harbor patrol officer was actually killed this morning off of Catalina Island during the storm. And fire crews over in San Bernardino County actually used snowcats to rescue drivers on Highway 138. More than 100 people were stranded in about a foot of snow. Slick conditions also caused heavy backups on the roads to Las Vegas, where, of course, so many people are trying to get here to ring in the new year.
It's making me really nervous. Like my friend, I told him, like, I'm going to drive some because these people can't drive out here, and I've seen almost like 10 accidents.
There are also concerns this cold weather could affect the annual Rose Parade in Pasadena. It's supposed to be the coldest parade in its 126-year history. Hope the roses and the bands can handle that. Well, while not everyone is thrilled about the snow, the Las Vegas Ski and Snow Resort is celebrating. They sent us these pictures overnight. The area got a little over 2 inches of new powder. Now, you may remember the resort opened a little later this year because there wasn't enough snow for skiers and snowboarders. It's good news for them. And you know what? While most of southern Nevada is only seeing some flurries, check it out in Kingman, Arizona. These pictures were sent to us from Barbara Owen. She said this is what it looks like outside her home. We're also getting reports that Interstate 40 eastbound, about 20 miles east of Kingman at US 93, is also closed because of bad weather. According to the Arizona Department of Transportation, the closure is from milepost 74 to 80. And Brian, it's really Arizona is the one who's going to get hit with this, right?
Yeah, Arizona has been getting the brunt of the storm, to say the least. In Kingman, we got 2 to 4 inches.
Wow.
East of Kingman, we start seeing totals up to 4 to 7 inches of snow.
Wow.
Just today.
That's impressive.
Yes, in Mount Charleston, we're not done seeing snow there. We'll get some more fresh powder. No one's more ecstatic than the ski resort. Love fresh powder up there.
You too? You like the powder?
Oh, love hitting the slopes. Are you kidding? shredding all that fresh pow-pow, as the snowboarders say. Here's our Caesars cam showing you that snow falling, looking much clearer right now, but yes, those snow flurries, that snow landed in about a 10 by 10 foot spot. So these snow flurries were very sporadic, very spotty. Let's take a look at some of the pictures that were sent into us. At Russell and 95, Ted Florendo actually woke up early, got some snow sticking to the ground, not measurable, but you can see it. And then on the State Route 163 to Laughlin, right there you see the Welcome to Lake Mead National Recreation Area. You see very obvious amounts of snow. So just like we forecasted, Las Vegas not getting the brunt of it, but certainly getting some of that snow flurry action. 25-mile-per-hour winds in North Las Vegas, 10 on the Strip. It's going to be a breezy day for pretty much the rest of the day until around 7 p.m. Pahrump, you're seeing 17-mile-per-hour winds. Laughlin, even breezier at 23 miles per hour. Those gusts might continue in Laughlin tonight and could cause some problems for fireworks, but it's looking okay on the Strip right now. 40 degrees, and that might be your high for the day on the Strip. 34 degrees at Summerlin, 35 in the lakes, 38 Blue Diamond. It's a cold day. We're not getting much warmer than here. 40 degrees in Pahrump, 37 in Boulder City. In the 32 range in Searchlight and Laughlin, cooler there because they're getting some snow. Like we said, that low pressure system kind of dropped into Southern California, didn't take as much moisture as we thought, and then started to shift over and really start centering and hitting the Mojave County area hard. Now we're getting some of it, not nearly all of it or most of it, just some of it, and it has ended up giving us an inch of snow in Searchlight and a half of an inch in Laughlin. Sorry, Las Vegas, we won't have any snow to measure today. We'll see some snow, maybe a couple more flakes, but really the brunt of what we got is past us. We do have a freeze warning for Las Vegas. It's going to get cold tonight. Luckily, those winds will start dying down around 7 p.m. The snow will be all but gone completely with 8-mile-per-hour winds, just cold and dry, dropping to 29 degrees at midnight. Tomorrow will be a little bit warmer, but at least the sun will come out. Here's your 7-day forecast showing you we drop to 27 tonight, warm up to 41, and then the rest of the week we have a gradual warming up where we get to just below 60, but at least we start seeing that sunshine. So a lot of people saw the snowflakes, some people missed it, but it's kind of what we expect.
It's kind of exciting to see snow out here, right? Even if it's a flurry.
A little change, yeah, it's nice.
Because it's always just hot and sunny.
And it's New Year's Eve, so it makes it a little special.
Very, very special, very holiday-esque. All right, well, from Las Vegas to the Big Apple, millions are excited to ring in the new year. Party's already started in New York City, Times Square. We'll take you there to learn about the security measures they have in place to keep everyone safe.
Nevada's first choice for news. This is 8 News Now at noon.
Well, the party doesn't start here for a few more hours in Las Vegas. But you know what? People in New York, they're already gathering in Times Square. Organizers expect about 1 million people to line the streets. They are all there to watch that famous Times Square ball drop. And as you can imagine, security is going to be pretty tight. The crowds will actually go through screening. Barricades have arrived by the truckload, and bomb-sniffing dogs are on patrol. There are also hundreds of live cameras that will be monitored by police and federal agencies. And guess what? It is already 2015 in other parts of the world. Check out the extravagant and colorful fireworks over Sydney Harbor in Australia. More than 1 million visitors were on hand for the big show. It's actually become the most watched New Year's Eve fireworks display in the world. It's pretty nice. And this is what the New Year's Eve looks like in New Zealand. Tens of thousands celebrated by watching a fireworks show in Auckland Sky Tower. Now, a little closer to home over in Las Cruces, New Mexico, they're actually going to spice things up this New Year's Eve. They're going to have a chili drop at midnight. How cute is that? Well, he's the apple of his mother's eye. Coming up, we're going to meet the newest member of the San Diego Zoo. Just born 5 days ago. Love it. Stay.
Find anything you want, anytime, anywhere with RC Willie's free mobile app.
Tomorrow morning, it's New Year's Day, and we are live on the Strip.
Checking out the aftermath of tonight's big celebration. Then kids cross 5 lanes of traffic to get to school. Parents say they need a crosswalk and it's driving them crazy. We spoke to the county and found out why the school has to make a move before they can. And tips to keeping those New Year's resolutions.
What you can do to keep your motivation throughout the entire year.
Tomorrow morning.
Finally, on this last noon show of 2014, there is a new addition at the San Diego Zoo, and he is attracting big crowds. The baby gorilla, who only weighs a few pounds, was born the day after Christmas. He doesn't have a name just yet, but he and Mom are doing fine. She's actually been giving the guests there quite a look at her new baby. Zookeepers say she's been bringing him to the glass viewing area for everyone to enjoy. And we hope that you enjoy your New Year's Eve. Have a good one.
Enjoy it with us, right?
Yeah, that's right. Tonight, starting at 10.